everybody, it's Jill with Angel Creations. Welcome back to my craft room. Today we're going to be making an adorable little gnome using one of these little succulent decors from the Dollar Tree. I'm so excited because I love gnomes and I wanted to put one on my two-tiered tray for Valentine's Day. So I'm going to just destruct this, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to give you a quick shot of the supplies that we'll be using today. So we're just going to take this out and put that aside, and then you're left with a triangle like this, a wooden triangle like this. This is only about 3 or 4 inches, but you can do a bigger one they have other Dollar Tree triangles, but I didn't have any of those on hand, and I want mine to fit on my two-tiered tray. So this is what we have left with. Now I already did cut a piece of beard or a piece of white fur that I'll be using for my beard. Pretty close to size, but I am going to be trimming off some on the bottom, but not until the end. So I'm just going to glue my beard on, and this gnome is going to be mostly beard, right? Let's face it. And so I'm going to just pick a spot and I'm going to start gluing. I'm going to turn the camera down so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to just glue there and there at the moment, and then I'm going to just pick a spot for my beard, and I'm just going to glue it down there and on this side. Okay, so this is what I'm doing. I'm gluing it on this side and down on this side. There's nothing to glue it to really in the front here. So and if I did put my gnome hair up too high, it's better to have it too high than to do it too low, because we can basically put our hat on anywhere now and our nose, so it doesn't matter if you did go a little bit too high. Let me put this down and fix my phone that seems to be sliding. Okay, hope you can see what I'm doing. All right, so that's all that we have glued on right now. We don't have, we just have our sides glued on. There's nothing glued on in the back. There's nothing glued on to the bottom, but we probably should glue this on to the bottom. I think I'll attach the rest of my fur so that we can just be done with that. So I'm putting my glue on the fur, so that when I fold it over, no matter where it hits, it'll be glued. I'm going to do the same with this side. Okay. Just hold it down. And then I will go ahead and glue the bottom of my beard. I don't know if I want to do that, so I'm not going to yet. So this is what we have so far. Okay, now I'm going to take my sock from the Dollar Tree, and I want the love part to be facing up. So I'm just going to cut it low enough that I can roll it to have like a little hat, a little what would you call it, a little, you know, brim of your hat. Why is this phone sliding? Sorry, that keeps happening. Let's put this guy aside. All right, so now I am just going to roll my hat up a couple of times just to finish it off so that we have like a little hat brim, okay? But we can still read the I love you part. All right, and I'm just going to give this a little glue just so I know it's going to stay there. Put another little glue dab over here on that side. Just because I'm going to be pulling and tugging. Let's cut these frayed ends off there. And then we can just put this together with a little ribbon or jute or whatever we decide to at the end. But this is going to be our gnome's little hat. So now we are going to put our hat on our gnome. Okay, we want to get the love centered, so it says love. And I'm going to glue my hat back down to the back of my project, my back of my gnome. This is so cute. So cute. Okay, now let's go over to the front of our gnome. And I think I'm just going to take a little bit of this baker's twine and I'm just going to tie up his little hat with this baker's twine. Easy as that. I don't think I'm going to even stuff it. Should I stuff it? Should I put a little bit of the leftover sock inside? Let's do that. Why not? Let's take it at the ankle or the heel. We'll roll this part. Now let's roll this part up. We're starting from the toe first. And then we'll just stick that down inside. I don't know. Let's see. I'm going to tie this up here. Yeah, that way it gives it a little stiffness. All right, I just took it off the front. We're going to have to glue it down to the front too, but we're not ready to do that yet. All right, so we stuck that little bit of our leftover sock inside just to give it a little bit of stiffness to stand up straight. And now we are just going to tie up the tippity top of his hat. Like that. So cute. And just tie it off. Okay, and I'll do it twice. All right, and then I'm going to cut these, but I'm going to leave them dangling for right now because we have some leftover beads from the little Valentine picks I think we'll put on. In the meantime, we want to get this guy combed out nice and neat. Fix his hat. Let's stand him up. Finish where our hat should go. We want to glue this on. So, I think I found a spot. So I'm going to just pick up my sock and I'm going to add some glue underneath it. This glue, I'm having really bad glue gun issues lately. I don't know why. Really, they're not issues. One of my glue guns is, it takes the really fat glue sticks and I'm out of those and I love it. My sister gave it to me. It's Aleene's and it's got a real precision tip on it. Alright, so we can't really glue. We're not gluing down. I'm going to stick my scissors up. Just something to press because remember, this is a hollow box. Alright, now we're ready to glue on his little nose, and this is a 20 millimeter. I think so. Let me check it out. I get these on Amazon. If I can think to get a link, I will link it down. Yeah, so these are the half round and they're 20 millimeter size that I'm putting on for the nose. And I'm keeping the wood nose natural because I think that is just so adorable natural. Now, we want his nose to be kind of tucked up underneath our sock. So in order to do that, we are going to, we're going to smush it a little. All right, let me show you because I don't know how to zoom in. So when we get our little nose and we get glue on the back, we're going to take it where we want it. And when we get it right where we want it, we're going to push the sock up a little. So there's a little bump over his nose, okay? I hope that makes sense. All right, so let's get glue. All right, and now we're just gonna get it where we want it, and then we're just gonna smoosh it up, and then we're gonna get these scissors underneath real quick so that we have something to press on. Because our box is hollow. You know, we could have used the other side. As a matter of fact, feel free to turn this box around and use the other side of this. It makes way more sense. Okay. Oh my goodness, he is so cute. Now we have to look at this guy, okay? He is so cute. But now his beard is way too long for him to sit. So what we need to do is we need to trim off some of his beard, but not his hair. Okay, so what we do to get that effect is we kind of have to go, I'm going to start just a little and show you. It's going to be hard to show you, but I'm going to show you. We need to go up underneath the fur. I'm going to show you. Let me get a little bit started here. And you're just doing that. Little teeny weeny snips. Because you don't want to cut the hair. You don't want to cut his fur. You just want to cut the cloth that holds on his fur. And sometimes we have to do that in little itty bitty bits. You want to just get your scissors underneath this cloth. I'm going to put you on pause because this is time consuming, and then I'm going to show you how I do it up close. Okay, so what I've done is I've cut his fabric, but not his hair, okay? And how I do that, here's the piece that I cut off, okay? I'm going to show you real close up. Let's just take a piece this big, okay? So I'm going to try to show you this. So if we just cut, then we're going to cut his hair off blunt. And we want the hair wispy, right? So to get that effect, you go underneath, you put your scissors underneath, and you just snip and snip. You make sure you're pulling up on your scissors so that you're as close to the fabric as possible. And you just keep snipping and snipping away at the fabric. Hope this is helping. Okay, now let me show you. When you're done snipping the fabric away, you pull his hair and look at, he's not all blunt. Now, if you cut it regular, you would cut his hair like this, and then you wouldn't have any fuzzies. Make sense? All right, so let's pull you up and give you a nice smile. Okay, and show you what we have so far. I love our little gnome. The only thing I want to do, okay, here's our little gnome. I'm going to comb his hair a little bit. And when he sits, he's going to sit so his hair is kind of on your table or whatever. You're going to see that in a minute. But remember these two little strings we had? I have a couple of these leftover picks, also from the Dollar Tree, and those beads come off really, really easy. So I think we're going to just turn you down, put some of these little beads on his hat, and then I'm going to show you how this little guy stands up as cute as can be. I'm taking these little picks out. All right, I have one gold left. Should I use a gold one? Yeah, why not? So we'll use one red, oops, and one gold, and these just pop right off the stick. They're actually beads if you want to go through with all that. And I'm just going to give this a little tiny bit of glue, hot glue. And then, whoops, I'm going to just glue it to my table. I'm going to glue it wherever I want it on my string, and then I'll cut my string. So I went up a little bit higher. Can you see I have leftover string? I'm just going to cut that off. And then I'm going to do this one hanging a little lower. So we'll hang this one. Let's try putting the glue on the string this time. And get some wax paper underneath me and glue the gold heart down. Cut the end off of that. Get these spider webs, all these little spidey webs. And here is our, I'm putting this down, this wood, so that you can see his little beard. Okay, and let's see, we want his little hat with his little doodad showing. I think he is adorable. Can you see him? He is just adorable. And he's just small enough to go sit on my two-tiered tray. I hope you like it. If you don't like gnomes, I'm really sorry about this craft, but I am a gnome lover. I think he came out adorable. And so until the next time I see you, be well, do good, and be good. Bye now.